Hey guys, hi, welcome back once again, and this time I once again wish to revisit the video that I had last made, posted and shared with everybody. And the idea to revisit the video and the context of the video is primarily because there were a few people who, after going through the video, after I had shared with them and after they went through it, wanted a proper explanation of what I was trying to communicate. So maybe the way I communicated was not proper, was not channelized in a proper way. Also, it could have been that I did not cite an example or two, proper relevant examples or two, in keeping with the video. So probably the essence or the message got disintegrated and it just got dissolved. So in keeping with the video, I am wanting to understand once again, understand the integration or the disintegration, the connect or the disconnect, the impact and the influence that the me has on the we and that the we has on the me, and how the me and the we are inverted reflections, inverted mirror images of each other. So, and it is also to understand the idea which was said in the movie MS Dhoni, The Story Untold, that the captain is as good as the team. So I would be, revisiting both of these ideas with a relevant example that had happened in our own history less than 100 years back. So if we go back in history and if we turn the pages of our history books, we would understand that we got our independence less than 100 years ago, which is to say that we got our own nation, we got our own governance, we got our own government. We were entitled and we kind of enabled ourselves into making our own laws, into finding our own voice. And this has not happened very long back in history. It is less than 100 years. So if we go back into time and if we flip on the pages of our history books, we would understand and we would come to know that for a very long period in our history, we were ruled by a very small nation, a very small island nation, Britain. The population or the armed forces was incomparable, but yet we were ruled, and there has to be a reason. So again, if we go back and if we really think about our history and if we really study it and if we really understand it, we would also understand that there were mutinies, that there were revolts that were taking place in the history of Indian independence, that people were wanting freedom, that people were wanting to have their voice back. But unfortunately, the team India, the family India, wasn't integrated. There was a disconnect in the me and the we. Which is also to say that we did have very fantastic leaders. We did have leaders like Rani Lakshmibai, Tatya Tope, Bhagat Singh, then Chandrasekhar Azad, then Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and there were countless other fantastic leaders, fantastic team captains that we had. But the team was not ready. The captains were not aligned with the team and the team was not aligned with the captain. The desires of the captain were not aligned with the team. They were not integrated with the desires of the team, and the team did not share the same vision as that of the captain. And that is why India was divided into little principalities. And those little principalities, the revolts, the mutinies were happening in pocket sizes and they were happening across India, but in spurts. And all of the principalities and all of the kings or the leaders of those principalities wanted independence for their own selves, not for the entire nation. They wanted governance for their own principality, not for Team India. So these leaders did have a vision of freedom, but it was not for the we. And the we was not aligned with the me, and the me was not aligned with the we. So there was a division in the family itself. The desires of the family were not aligned with every member of the family. The desires of the captain was not aligned with every member of the team. And that is why it took us 100 more years to have our own independence, to see our own national flag flying and being hoisted, to have our own governance, to have our own press, to have our own voice, and to be able to have a chance to elect our own representatives. However they might have been, that is irrelevant to a certain extent. But yes, we did get an opportunity to elect our own representatives. We did have a voice to say whom we wanted as our representative and not as our representative. And it took us 100 years. And in the meantime, we lost some of the fantastic me's, some of the fantastic captains, some of the fantastic rulers. Those rulers had to give their lives, had to forsake their lives, till the me and the we integrated together towards a common goal, towards a common agenda, towards becoming more integrated, towards coming together. So there was a disconnect. And it also happens that there are times, again, if we look into our history, there are times we will also understand that the me had to die out because the voice of the we was greater. The me got lost because the power, the force of the we was stronger. The me got dissolved. The me got disintegrated. Some of the fantastic me's got disintegrated. We had to lose them because their voice or their force was not recognized before the force of the we. And that is why history also tells us that there are times when the me is rising beyond the we, when the me is transforming beyond the notions of the we, which are more generalized concepts. They are not made to custom fit everybody. They are not made. All of the concepts of the we, be it the family, be it our tribe, be it our community, be it our society, be it our religion, be it our educational institution, be it politics, be it religion, be it anything else, the we, the community that comes together, is formatted, is made on generalized norms, not on individualized needs. And there are times when the me is transforming beyond the we. And that is why the me has got to move out to form its own we. And I think that can best be exemplified by Buddha, who moved out from the structure of the then existent we to finding his own me first and then start building his own we. So yeah, there are times when it happens. And some of the famous revolutionaries have been the ones who have dared to move out, who have decided to move out onto the paths unknown, the paths less traveled, because they were not resonating with the we anymore. So there are also times when we need to customize the concepts of the we so that it custom fits the me, because not every size fits all. And also, when Mahendra Singh Dhoni said that the captain is as good as the team, when he was in the process of overhauling the team, when he was in the process of finding a better team, of making a better team, it can also be related to our history, which is that we had fantastic captains, but the team was not in alignment with the captain. So when they say that you can only lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink, I would add that you can't necessarily make it drink, because there are times when we are forced to drink water also, which we do not want to drink, because the force of the we is greater than the force of the me. So we do it. But there are times when we don't do it as well, when it just doesn't resonate. And so when he says that the captain is as good as the team, he is also saying that if the team is not aligned with the vision of the captain, I can only take it so far. I can't go beyond it. And that is why the me and the we needs to be integrated. That is why we need to understand the interconnectedness, the interdependentness of the me and the we. And we also need to understand that most of the times the me and the we are mirror reflections, inverted mirror reflections of each other. And we also need to introspect. We need to sit back and understand whether is the me aligned with the we, whether is the we in alignment with the we. Do we have integrated goals in the context of the MWE or the WME? Is it aligned together or is it disintegrated? Because if it is disintegrated, we'll forever be clashing and breaking out each other and disintegrating each other. And it'll take longer, like how it took us to gain our own independence. It will take longer for us to reach our goals. And unless all the little me's are transforming at the same level, are wanting to grow at the similar level, have similar values that they can share, can bring forth the best of themselves, their whole selves to the table, we will have to keep rerouting our learning modalities to keep wanting to come to a place wherein the me and the we integrates, aligns, comes together, so that the best versions of the me's, of the little me's comes to the table, so that a better we is formed, so that then all the other little me's can grow, can integrate, can come forward in the same manner. So let's try and understand the integration of the me and the we. Let's also try and understand, do we have the same visions? Do we have the same values, or at least similar values? Do we share similar goals? Is our path the same? Are we integrating each other or are we disintegrating each other? Are we coming together or are we collapsing together? So let's try and understand this. And I hope I've been able to, with this example, I've been able to communicate the message that I was last trying to communicate. But in case you guys need to share anything else, please let me know. And I'll be happy to learn and grow and make myself a better version of myself the next time as well. So I will see you once again next week. Till then, stay connected.